What's up, everyone? Today we're breaking down House of the Dragon Season 3, Episode 3, and this is probably the strongest character-driven episode of the season so far. Instead of giving us another hour of dragons burning castles, the show asks a much more interesting question. What happens after you finally win the throne? Because as Episode 3 proves, conquering a kingdom is much easier than ruling one. Spoiler warning, we're discussing everything from the episode. So let's get into it. The biggest focus this week is Queen Rhaenyra. At the end of the previous episode, it looked like she had finally achieved victory. King's Landing was hers, Otto Hightower was gone, and the Greens appeared to be collapsing. But Episode 3 immediately reminds us that appearances can be incredibly deceptive. The Iron Throne doesn't magically solve problems. Instead, Rhaenyra inherits a kingdom that's practically bankrupt. The treasury has disappeared, the city is starving, the nobles are uncertain, and even the faith refuses to fully embrace her legitimacy. Suddenly, every decision carries enormous political consequences. This is exactly what makes the episode so compelling. For the first time in a while, we get to see Emma Darcy play a ruler rather than simply a claimant. Their performance is outstanding because you can actually feel the weight of the crown. Rhaenyra wants to be a compassionate queen, but Westeros isn't built for compassion. One of my favorite scenes is her conversation with Alicent. It's fascinating because these two women have spent years trying to destroy each other, yet now they're almost speaking as equals. Alicent understands power better than almost anyone alive, and her warning to Rhaenyra is essentially this: idealism won't keep you on the throne. It's one of those conversations that says so much without anyone raising their voice. Meanwhile, Daemon continues to be, well, Daemon. He believes every political problem has a simple solution: kill your enemies. When someone threatens Rhaenyra's claim, his instinct is execution, not negotiation. Matt Smith plays him brilliantly because Daemon genuinely believes he's helping. His version of loyalty is terrifying, but completely consistent with who he has always been. Now let's talk about the biggest twist of the episode. Lord Ormond Hightower appears to surrender, and everyone, including Daemon, believes the war might actually be ending. As part of the agreement, a young man is presented as Prince Daeron Targaryen. If that were true, Rhaenyra would suddenly possess one of the Green's most valuable hostages. But it's all a brilliant deception. The prisoner is revealed to be an imposter. The real Daeron has never been captured at all. Instead, Ormond has successfully distracted Rhaenyra while secretly positioning the real prince elsewhere with his dragon, Tessarion. It's an incredible piece of strategy because everyone, including many viewers, falls for it until the final reveal. And that's what makes the ending so effective. The Greens never truly surrendered. They simply bought themselves time. Then comes the devastating news that Tumbleton has been attacked, proving that Rhaenyra celebrated victory far too early. The war isn't over. It's only entering a new phase. Another aspect I really appreciated is how the episode explores politics instead of spectacle. Some viewers may complain that there weren't enough dragon battles, but honestly, House of the Dragon has always been at its best when it's about power, family, and impossible choices. This episode feels very much like early Game of Thrones. People talking in rooms shouldn't be this gripping, yet somehow they are. Every conversation changes alliances. Every decision creates new enemies, and every victory comes with a hidden cost. There's also growing tension between Rhaenyra and some of her own allies. Her hesitation to legitimize Corlys Valerian's sons creates fresh political friction, showing that even within the Black faction, unity is beginning to crack. Visually, the episode is gorgeous. The throne room feels colder than ever. King's Landing itself almost becomes another character. Instead of looking triumphant after its conquest, the city feels exhausted and broken. Empty granaries, anxious citizens, and endless political meetings constantly remind us that war doesn't end when the fighting stops. In terms of pacing, this episode slows things down considerably after the explosive opening of Season 3. Personally, I think that's exactly what the season needed. If every episode were non-stop dragon action, those moments would lose their impact. Here, the writers allow the characters to breathe while quietly setting up much bigger conflicts ahead. As for performances, Emma Darcy absolutely carries this episode. Rhaenyra isn't portrayed as a flawless hero or a cruel tyrant. She's simply overwhelmed. She's trying to become the ruler she always imagined she could be, while discovering that the reality of leadership is far uglier than the dream. Matt Smith continues to steal scenes as Demon, and Olivia Cooke once again proves why Alicent remains one of the show's most fascinating characters. So what's the biggest takeaway from episode 3? Power isn't the finish line. It's the beginning of a completely different battle. Rhaenyra finally has the throne she fought for, but now she has to feed a starving city, control ambitious nobles, manage dangerous allies, and defeat enemies who are far smarter than she expected. Winning the war and winning the peace are two completely different things. It may not have the biggest dragon battle or the highest body count, but it delivers some of the season's best writing, excellent performances, meaningful political drama, and an ending that completely changes the direction of the war. If the remaining episodes build on this momentum, Season 3 could end up being the show's strongest season yet. So that's my review for House of the Dragon Season 3, Episode 3. What did you think of the Darren twist? Did you see it coming, or did the episode completely fool you? Let me know your theories for Episode 4. Thanks for listening, subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.